19. Swear to God, I'm taking over 9.
Huh? What are you listening to?
Henry the Blasian.
Brand new.
I've been trying to fucking live. Silly, yo, I be gone like Cheerios. Really though, swear we finna get the gold.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Henry the Blasian here, and welcome back to another video. Now, this was originally not a video I was planning on making, and actually, as I'm recording this video, I'm seeing that DBG uploaded a similar video, so it must be on people's minds, and that's going to be addressing the issues in NBA 2K21 Myteam. Now, for as most of you know, I'm a Myteam YouTuber, so I tend to love and care for this mode, which is why I've got to address the issues on this mode, not just for myself, but for the rest of the community and their enjoyment for the rest of the year, because we're very early into the year right now, and if things don't get figured out, things could definitely be in danger. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you go ahead and hit that sub button. We are on the road to 250k subs. Join us on the journey, and let's also aim for 1.2k likes on today's video. But yeah, going back to the main point, guys, today we're going to be addressing the issues in NBA 2K21 Myteam, mainly because the community has been showing more frustration as of recently. So I figured I would go ahead and be the middleman between 2K and the community, because I know when it comes to the community, guys, we tend to be a lot more aggressive towards 2K than we really need to be. And I don't really like to play the blame game and all that stuff, because I don't really think any sort of hate is going to resolve anything. So I'm kind of just here to address the issues in hopes that things get fixed up, because to be honest, guys, NBA 2K21 Myteam was off to a great start. Like, we got to be honest, all the content that they've had in Myteam so far has been an amazing dub. The problem with all this amazing content, for example, the season agendas, the season progress, the different drives for XP to drive you to play every single mode, is the gameplay is a little bit unplayable. And that's kind of the main issue when it comes to NBA 2K21 Myteam this year. It is not the mode itself, it is actually the gameplay, because there hasn't been too many glitches aside from the auction house that have been going on in NBA 2K21 Myteam, and I'll kind of go through all the modes and talk about my issues with them in hopes that they all get fixed. Number one is going to be the mode that I think people like the least, and that is going to be Triple Threat Offline. Now, last year, Triple Threat Offline, I would say, was a very balanced mode in comparison to this year. Last year, you started off on a rookie difficulty. As you won more and more games, you'd eventually work up to a Hall of Fame difficulty. But the thing about last year is no matter what the difficulty was, you would find a way to be able to shoot. This year in the game, again, it comes down to the gameplay, not the mode itself. It's almost impossible to shoot. It's in fact at the point where most people are going to be running a center and then two other bad cards, also that they can drop step and score the whole time, because that is realistically the only way to score consistently right now in Triple Threat Offline. Unless you've got a card that is basically a park player with almost 6 Hall of Fame shooting badges, you will not shoot consistently in Triple Threat Offline. And the problem with me with that is it's that it's only on all-star difficulty, so you should be able to shoot, and on top of that, the computer does not miss. I'm not sure what happened with the computer this year, but the computers are playing like they're competitive 2K My League players, and you just cannot stop them. So that is one of my biggest worries with Triple Threat Offline. There's no way to play this consistently, and in fact has made this mode the least liked mode it's been in years in NBA 2K. Now, diving into the next one, it's gonna be the challenges. Now, the challenges, for the most part, to be honest, the most balanced mode has been on pro difficulty. And the thing is, even that's not necessarily balanced, because I'm sure anyone that's had the chance to play the spotlight challenges, whether it's a regular casual player, a professional player, any of the Myteam devs testing out the gameplay, you will know that if you are playing any of these spotlight challenges on pro difficulty, sure, you're able to somewhat shoot, but again, the computer does not miss. If you guys ever get the chance, I want you guys to hop into any of these spotlight challenges, play the game at the very lowest difficulty, which is the first one on pro, and just leave the computer open and see how many times they hit a shot before they actually miss. I'm not sure why they've made the CPU very difficult this year, but again, when you're a casual player, it's just a little bit tougher to enjoy the game when you're kind of adjusting to the new shot stick, which again is also very hard to use this year, and you just can't really actually shoot consistently in comparison to a computer that does not miss and will green when given the chance to be open. So that's another issue that's making people almost not even play these spotlight challenges at all, is that they all say they're on pro difficulty and all-star difficulty, but it feels like it's all on Hall of Fame on the CPU's end, in the sense that they just do not miss. And again, all these modes are great, but it just comes down to how the gameplay plays, and people cannot really enjoy their content when some of these cards aren't doing what they're supposed to do. Now up next is going to be the domination mode, and this is kind of where I will give 2K credit to start off with, because they did change the difficulty to rookie difficulty if you start off, and it goes down to all-star. Originally when the game did release, it started off on pro and went to Hall of Fame, which is what I was playing on, but now things are a bit more balanced. But even then, it's still almost impossible again to shoot an all-star difficulty. I cannot shoot with a square button on all-star at all. I kind of have to rely on the shot stick for the easiest way to score, because it's somewhat glitched to where if you use the shot stick you will not miss. But rookie difficulty is nice. Pro difficulty is probably the most balanced difficulty in the game this year, which is crazy to say, but all-star once again makes it a little bit unplayable, and a lot of people do have to rely on the super cheesy plays to even somewhat compete with these teams. Now I do understand that this is meant to be not easy, as in you will play harder teams that have galaxy opals and stuff like that, but even for the experienced player, stuff like this is not easy, and a lot of people have to find a playbook that has a glitchy play in order for them to score, because other than fooling the CPU with a consistent play that throws them off, there's just not really a way to score consistently when it comes to shooting, at least in the domination mode. So that is something that has been worrying the community, and I did just kind of want to address that. But as far as offline, those are the main issues. The shooting just doesn't feel consistent. Everything kind of feels like it's on a different difficulty when you go into games, and that leads me to the next modes, and that is the multiplayer online modes. Now one thing I will give 2K credit for here actually is Triple Threat Online. In my opinion, Triple Threat Online has the most balanced difficulty in the game right now. I'm not sure what the sliders in difficulty are on when it comes to Triple Threat Online, but I would advise changing the difficulty that's on Triple Threat Online and moving that to Myteam Unlimited, because Myteam Unlimited right now as well is pretty unplayable. A lot of people at the beginning of the year, and this is kind of where I blame the community just a little bit, but also it was a little bit overdone. At the beginning of the year, unless you were fairly skilled at the game, you were not able to shoot in Myteam Unlimited. Unfortunately, way too many people complained about that, and then the sliders were overturned a little bit too much. Now it's almost too easy to shoot in Myteam Unlimited. Myteam Unlimited is by far the easiest and most effortless game mode right now, which does make it a little bit frustrating for people. And another thing about the unlimited mode is once you acquire some of the rewards, you can never acquire them again. So for example, you get to the Galaxy Opal tier and you get that pink diamond Paul Pierce after going 12-0, you can no longer grind for any more rewards. And that's a little bit odd, because last year in Unlimited, when you were able to go 12-0, you could repeat the process and still earn different rewards while playing the mode. Now it kind of feels like once you go 12-0 and get the Paul Pierce, the only time you're playing is to screw over other people that are trying to go 12-0. But yeah, Triple Threat Online I will say has been a fun mode. Myteam Limited, even though it is on an easier difficulty, I actually just kind of enjoy playing it because it kind of feels like it's the more unranked thing. Unlimited feels a bit more ranked than Limited, but Limited does need an increase in difficulty as well. The online modes, Limited and Unlimited, it's just a little bit too easy to shoot. I would pump the sliders up just a little bit, not to the point where nobody can shoot, but the in between of what the shooting was before and what the shooting is now. The middle ground of that would be perfect for the community. But yeah, regarding the issues with all the modes, the gameplay was definitely a big part of it. Now again, when it comes to the Triple Threat Online, I don't like to sit on that one too much because there is a lot of people that do like that difficulty and there's a couple people that hate it. I personally don't mind it myself because I can actually somewhat shoot in that mode, but I can understand why people would like that reduced a little bit. But again, in my opinion, that right there is the most balanced mode right now in the game. But there still is other gameplay issues, and the main one I'd like to address is the defensive settings and the adaptive coaching engine. So for most of you that don't know, you can either turn this off or on. This determines if you would like your game plan to be set by yourself or let the CPU do it for you. Now I always turn it off. The problem is when I always go into games, the game tends to turn it on every single time and I have to manually turn it off. But not just that, even when I do turn it off and I go into my defensive settings and I tell all my players to play tight on their matchup with no help defense whatsoever, the players do not play tight. They will always sag off, and usually I won't get too frustrated, but it's when I see somebody like Sean Marion completely sag off sitting under the paint, leaving a Klay Thompson, Steph Curry elite shooter type card wide open in the corner or somewhere else. That just completely baffles me. I do think the CPU could be a little bit smarter than that in that sense, but it's confusing to me that the defensive settings kind of feel like they do not work this year. So I do hope that's something else that also does get addressed. Now there has been some things that we have complained about that 2K has managed to fix so far, such as the badge glitch, the agenda blue screen glitch, but there's still other things going on like Klay Thompson cards. They always guard the center position in the game this year, and that I don't understand. And another thing is the auction house this year. You will sometimes find a card that has already been bought, but it will kind of just stay up there for a while, and that just kind of throws people off, especially when they're trying to either put up a card or buy a card. They don't know what the true cheapest price is, because for example, I could try to buy this. I won't, because I know this one is actually up, but it'll say another user has bought the auction, but it will still sit there up until that timer completely runs out. So I do hope that's also something else they do end up looking into. Shot contest is a bit up and down, but I've noticed it's a bit easier when I'm using players with Intimidator, so I'm not too mad about that. There is also another glitch where when you are shooting free throws, and this one I did actually manage to send off to a dev and they are looking into that one, but in the middle of you shooting a free throw, there will be a random animation that cuts away from you being able to see your shot meter or the rim itself. So that one is a little bit tough, but for the most part, the main issues with my team is going to be the gameplay. I don't really want to make a whole video of me just rambling on about what I don't like, because I don't really want to sound hateful. I just more want this game to be as fun as possible, whether you're a casual player or more than a casual player, because there definitely is a way to make a middle ground, and I think this 2K has the biggest opportunity to do so. But yeah, those were my main points right there. I just wanted to address the issues mainly revolving around the gameplay, because that is what most people are doing. Whether you're grinding online or offline right now, it's not quite as enjoyable as it could be, because on Triple Threat Online, you are getting completely pieced by people hitting 3-point shots with Rudy Gobert because the difficulty is that easy, and then when it comes to the CPU, the difficulty is so hard that you can't shoot, and Rudy Gobert is still hitting threes on you from the corner. So 2K, I'm really hoping someone does end up watching this and this does get passed on and this does get fixed, because I think stuff like this getting fixed, especially going into the next gen, would be huge for the My Team mode. I have still not lost hope in this mode. It does get frustrating sometimes, but again, that's just gaming in general. You are going to get frustrated with any video game, so I just kind of wanted to address the issues because before they did get a bit more out of hand. But that's all I have to say, guys. I'm probably going to take the rest of the day off, enjoy the Boston and Miami game tonight. Let me know down in the comment section below who you guys do have winning that game, but I'll see you guys tomorrow with more videos. Got some bangers planned for you guys if they do end up working out. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a like, and for you new viewers, you know you gotta hit that subscribe button and join the Blasian Nation, man. I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you all have an awesome day and take care.